My name's Kyle Sims. This is my wife, Julie Sims. We've been married for 10 years. We've got 3 kiddos. Bolton, who is 6 months old, our daughter Blake, who's 5, and our son Brady, who's 8. Brady is biological, and we adopted Blake from Korea when she was 8 months old, and then we adopted Bolton about 6 months ago here in Dallas.
When Kyle and I dated, we had always talked about wanting to have a big family with lots of kids, but the first few years of our marriage, we were finding that very difficult to make happen through us experiencing multiple losses. We did, have Brady, but then after that, it was just like we were hitting this wall of why are all these losses happening? I've followed, everything right my whole life. I've been in the church my whole life. Like, why is God withholding these good gifts from me? It really definitely, I had to have community around me to call me out on some things. And the main person that I had walk with me through this was my husband.
Yeah, we kind of had this vision of what life would look like for us and, having kids and how that would look. And the Lord, in His mercy, just totally blew that whole thing up. And at the time, there was, a lot of sin was revealed in our lives in that. And what we found, of course, is we got more of Him in our relationship with Him and ultimately with each other. And that's so much better than anything we could have imagined. Adoption had always been something that we talked about somewhat nebulously. It was kind of abstract, and as we were walking through the losses, it became something that was more and more tangible, and the Lord began to lay it on our hearts. That this is something that we should seek out and pray about. It's funny, I'll never forget the day that I had always been like, yeah, I'm cool with adoption, and then Julie came home and said, okay, let's adopt, and 30 minutes later, she's filling out paperwork and getting us going in the process.
So we waited, I think about 18 months or so, and then we finally brought her home. And in that moment of holding her for the first time, I remember thinking, man, this does not solve everything. Like the hurt, the pain, like a child didn't fix it, only the Lord was going to do that. So it kind of was revealing to me that, I had put my hope in children and what the Lord would provide for me instead of just Him and having Him fill me up and just be everything to me.
All along the way, in the wait and even in the losses we had experienced previous to that, our own adoption was becoming more evident, and this was most tangible to me the first time that we met Blake. All of a sudden, you know what it means to love and to be loved because of who you are. And so the Lord was revealing to us so many layers of our own adoption in Him. And for me personally, I probably experienced in the most real way in my life up to that point that there was nothing I could do to earn His favor. There was nothing that I could do to be good enough, but I knew then a glimpse of what it meant to be loved just because I was His son, His adopted son.